Welcome, my friends, to a very special Speak and Flow podcast episode. Today, we are celebrating 100 recordings. That's right, 100. I can't believe we made it here. I want to take a moment to thank each and every single one of you for supporting, engaging, and cheering me on through this journey. I am so grateful to you. What I thought we could do today is something special by reflecting on the 3 strategies I have felt that has changed my life after 100 recordings. These are the strategies that, if you're a leader that wants to make a big difference in this world, you have to master them. So here they are, beginning with the first one, authentic communication. Second is power of the pause. Third is strategic storytelling. I'm going to break down each of these strategies so that you can get actionable tips to implement right away to increase your confidence, influence, and impact. Here we go, beginning with the first one, authentic communication. To me, that means to speak with openness, vulnerability, and from your true self. Too often do I see leaders speaking from a guarded place. They're hiding behind their words. They can be speaking just to speak. They're communicating, sharing in a way that seems like they're proving themselves, like they have to get their point across. It's either my way or the highway. They even might appear confident to some people. And if you actually listen deeply, they're hiding something. They're hiding that maybe they don't have it all together. They might not know it all. And that's an insecure place. Or you could be one that is overly polished and hiding behind your script. So you're reading your script, or you're trying to speak from your script and you're in your head. You're really not speaking from your heart, from a place of a deep connection to your truth. Both ways are guarded and also an opportunity for growth to step into more authenticity. And it is so important, especially in our world where people are just craving genuine connection. They really want to know who you are, both your strengths and your weaknesses, which means that you as a speaker need to accept it. And when you can accept your strengths and your weaknesses and bring your whole self into the conversation, not just ignore the parts that you don't like or try to bury them, because when you do that, then you are inauthentic to who you are. But when you can bring both sides, then you establish a connection with your audience, and your audience can feel it. Your audience will also feel the safety to bring their whole self in. They're going to be able to admit when they don't have it all together. And so as a leader, when you don't have all the information, why not bring everybody on the team in? Open it up for conversation and be willing to be okay with that. And when you could do that, that is a sign of a true leader. And you stepping into more authentic communication and not pretending or feeling like you need to prove yourself. Now, that's so important in our world today. And when you could do that, then let's move on to the second strategy, which is the power of the pause. Having intentional silence, as difficult as it is. When we're nervous, we can try to speak really fast, not intentionally, but you're just trying to get through the information, trying to get out of there, and speaking so fast that people cannot hear anything that you're saying. And in our world where there's information overload, people check out. And so really breaking down your presentation into pieces and knowing when you can have an intentional pause makes your message so much more impactful, engaging. You can turn noise into music. How do we start to get comfortable in the silence? I'd like to teach you and show you a really fun activity that we can all do together right now. And that is pausing after saying our name. As you know, your name is your identity. So let's sit with it for a moment. You can go into a meeting and speed up your introduction by saying, "Hi, my name is Melinda Lee." Like, did you even get any of that? And that means that's demeaning your own self and your presence by speeding through your name and introduction. So right now, in the safety of your home or your car, wherever you're at, let's take a pause and really feel into your name and claiming it by saying, "Hi, my name is first name blank, last name. Hi, my name is Melinda Lee." Go ahead and try it. Sit with your name, own it, and really feel into who you are. And when you can have intentional pauses and get comfortable with these type of pauses here in the safety with me, then you'll be able to go into the next meeting and slow down during your introduction. And I cannot stress with you the importance of having the pause in the beginning of your presentation. It is huge because it sets the tone for the rest of your presentation. When you can pause and slow things down in the beginning, it'll remind you and your body to take a moment, to take a breath, and have your pause. It will increase your effectiveness and allow your audience to feel more engaged by really reflecting what you're saying. Because what you're saying really matters. And then when you do that, then we're going to move on to how do we drive action in others? As a leader, we want to have them do something, feel something, and do something about it after we speak. And that is through strategic storytelling. Strategic storytelling drives up emotion. It stirs the human side of us, which sparks us to take action. Alternatively, people can say stories just for the sake of saying it, which I think is waste of time and confusing for your audience because they don't understand why you're telling the story. Or you can avoid storytelling completely because you don't want to mess it up. You don't know how to tell the story, and you only share facts and figures and tell people what to do. Neither one of them are very compelling. Strategic storytelling means that you really think through, how do I want people to feel, to think, and to behave after sharing this story? And then you can drive into exactly what story to share. And when you can do that, you're going to connect with your audience in a way that is very powerful, maybe even vulnerable. And as I share this, I think back to when I first started this podcast. I remember really wanting to do it and my heart tugging me to do it. There's that tug, that drive. And as I went in and I realized all the work that I needed to put into it, it was overwhelming. My head started to spin with questions such as, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Is anyone really going to listen? So I continue to remind myself that I want to just meet new people. I went in with that intention of meeting new people, getting my content out there with the purpose of sharing as much as I could with as many people as I could. And that was my focus until one day I got an email from my podcast editor that said, "Melinda, the Speak and Flow podcast ranked top 10% from Listen Notes." My heart felt like it was about to jump out of my chest. I was ecstatic. I was joyful. It was rewarding to know that people were listening. And I'm having fun doing this. I didn't start this to get recognition or accolades. I started it just with wanting to share with more people and connect with more people. And it was amazing to get that recognition. And so here I am. And if you're listening right now, I hope that this story compels you to continue on. Even if you're doing something that is uncomfortable, it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be scared. It's okay to Draw on to other people for support. But continue on your journey and remind yourself of the little things that make it matter and help it be more fun for you. You never know what's going to happen. It's worth a shot. So I shared this story intentionally because I really wanted you to be inspired to keep going when things are tough. And also it opens up an opportunity for me to heal and also connect with you. So that's the power of strategic storytelling. And this is a skill that you absolutely have to master as a leader. Now, let's sum it all up with all three skills that are equally important and that have absolutely changed my life, which is authentic communication, continuing to step into the spotlight, into leadership with your whole self, both your strengths and also your weaknesses. 2, power of the pause. When you speak, have intentional space to allow people to digest your information and own your presence. 3, strategic storytelling, telling stories with an intention to connect, to be vulnerable, and to share stories that inspire others to act. Having those 3 strategies will change your life. I hope that you implement the tips that I've shared today. And if you've liked this episode, please comment, share it with others. I'd love to hear from you. And remember, anytime that you have an opportunity to communicate, you have an opportunity to connect, to inspire, and to make a big impact in this world. Until next time, I'm your sister in flow. Much love. May prosperity flow to you and through you. Thank you for celebrating 100 episodes with me. Let's continue on the journey. Thanks for joining the conversation today. Are you curious on how you measure up with your ability to speak in flow? Come grab my free self-assessment at https://speakinflow.com/assessment. And I'll see you on the other side.